Well, let's start our session for today. Good morning. I am Abdul Hakimi, and this is my partner for today.
My name is Noorana Akila, and we are from English Communication Program from College Professional Mara Seri Iskandar.
Okay, so today we are conducting an interview for our subject, Pragmatics in Intercultural Communication. Uh, Basically, this subject focuses on how people from various cultural backgrounds interact, communicate, and understand each other better.
We truly appreciate your time and your willingness to participate in this interview.
Okay, but before we start, Kelvin, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Morning. Are you excited for our interview session today?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm quite
Can
excited for our interview today.
Okay, that's great. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, sure, no problem. So, okay. Hi. My name is Kieu Sing Hao, but I usually go by Calvin. So I'm currently 26 years old. I recently graduated from University Malaysia Sabah. I'm a computer science student. So I'm currently excited to start work next month in June. So I think that's a bit of background for me. And also I'm actually a descendant of the Baba Nyonya in Malacca. So I'm Chinese, but I'm descendant of Baba Nyonya also. So I have a cultural background in Baba Nyonya. Okay.
Okay. Uh, are you familiar with our subject? Have you heard about our subject before?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really, yeah.
Okay. But I think
Okay.
we'll get the gist of it once the
Mm.
interview ended. Okay.
Okay.
Let's start with our first question for today.
Okay.
Uh, Okay. Growing up, I have several Chinese friends. In my experience, I think Chinese people are more straightforward and direct in communicating. Do you agree with that?
Hmm. Straightforward. I think it depends, but some, like for me, I do have a few friends that are very straightforward and direct. So usually will uh I don't think it's a I don't think it's a bad thing to be straightforward and direct, but sometimes being too straightforward uh it's not a good thing. Sometimes you will anger people being too straightforward. You can be just like, oh, I don't like you because you don't look nice or anything. Yeah, I have friends that do talk like that. Sometimes they just don't like a person, or they feel uncomfortable. They just state it out loud to everyone at the spot, so which is not good. But for me, I think Chinese people, not all, but I think there's a few that are a bit too straightforward for my taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the answer. Uh, Aina, do you want to ask the next question or?
May I ask the question?
Yes.
So, Kelvin, what challenges do you think may happen when people communicate directly?
What challenges might happen? Mm, well, first of all, just now I stated, what are challenges that is you may anger people. People may want to, people may want to, uh, argue back with you in
Yes.
terms of what you don't like about something. Uh, Sometimes I've seen cases of people like being too straightforward and leading to fights also. Definitely when there's this one time where I had a friend, he went and he was in this kopitiam. So he was talking a bit loudly. Then this I think it's not considered uncle, it's like this man lah. So this man came by and accidentally knocked into him where he was like sitting on a chair, like eating at the table. Then this man suddenly walked past him behind and suddenly knocked his chair or something. Then he stand up and just yell at the uncle, say, "Oi." I said, "Wait, why you hit my table? No, say sorry one." Something like that. Then the man also, I don't know lah, maybe the man also very straightforward and say, "Aya, a bit of hit, like knock your chair a bit only ma, no need to make a fuss about it." Then they like were shouting in the kopitiam for like 10 to 15 minutes. So I was there just looking where everybody was like, just looking at what the situation is. It almost like they were very angry at the time. So I have to like pull my friend away, say, "Hey, relax lah, relax lah." Just small case only, no need like this. So I think that's one of the challenges that could happen. And what else? Being too direct, I think you tend to hurt other people's feelings a lot, I guess. So like when you talk about others features or their personalities, like if you're being too direct and not being like how to say not so you talk very, I could say, rude if you're being too direct sometimes. So it will hurt other people's feelings. So maybe you have a challenge where you will be harder to make friends if you're being too direct. So that's another case that I can think of. Yeah, I think like that.
I think what can we say is sometimes it is fine to be direct, but at times we need to reserve ourselves. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes. You cannot be too direct all the time.
Yes. Okay, moving on to our next question. Aina?
So, Kelvin, people from different upbringing communicate differently, even though they are from the same community. Have you ever experienced misunderstandings because of slangs or humor while you are working or communicating?
Let me think about this. Yeah, I think it's true where like people with different upbringing definitely have a different sense of humor, or sometimes the way they talk is a bit different. So actually I experienced this before, but then it's like one of my schoolmates. So we all grew up in our town, Kemenche. So I think this is during my primary school times. So during primary school, I was in SJKC Simbin. So there was 2 classes for each grade. So like not tingkatan satu, what is it called? Primary standard 1, standard 2, like that. Okay, so standard, let's say standard 3 lah. So we got 2 classes for each standard. So standard 3 got 2 classes. I was in, we call it 3M and 3B, the class. So I was in 3M. My classmates, one of my classmates, because even though Gemenje is not very big, I would say not very big, but it's still, there's places where people live in the more kampong side of Kemenche, whereas there's people who stay in town, so it's nearer to town. So I say there's a bit of difference for the upbringing. So definitely when like I play with my friends from the more kampong side, they are more, I would say, more active. So for me, I consider myself active also, but they are more active than me. So sometimes like in difference in slang definitely have also, because like for the Chinese community there are a lot of people, like we have Hokkien, Cantonese, a lot of dialects, I would say. So sometimes we during, I would say, during like primary school times, so some of my friends, they are more fluent in other dialects than I am. So definitely sometimes when they talk in those dialects, I would not understand. Even now, there are a lot of dialects in the Chinese community that I can understand, like Hokkien, what is this, Fujian, all these dialects I can understand. So that's definitely a bit, I can say, a bit frustrating for me sometimes when I can understand what they're talking about. Yeah.
So what did that teach you about communicating with people? Let's say that with your friends that from that use different dialects. Is it hard?
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit hard, but usually we'll just communicate in normal Mandarin if can. But sometimes I did meet people before from when I was working in, like, let's say Johor. When I was working in Johor, there are Chinese people that can't use Mandarin. They only speak in dialect. So it's a bit hard to like talk to them during that time. It's like you're speaking with another language, even though you're Chinese, but you're speaking another language. So it's kind of hard to communicate with them. So I have to talk very slowly, or I try to understand them in their language and try my best to speak their dialect. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Moving on to the next question. In some culture, people see time as very valuable and important and prefer to be punctual, while others are more flexible with time. In your opinion, how do you view your time?
Okay. So there's a saying in Chinese community, which is 宜春观音, 宜春精, which is mean like time is gold. So usually people who emphasize this saying, usually they will be very punctual, but there is a lot of people who aren't that punctual. So for personally me, I think being punctual is very important. I'll usually, if I set up an appointment or something, I'll stick on time. To my best efforts, I'll stick on time. So sometimes if I'm being late, or I'm gonna be late, I'll usually tell the other person or the event. Let's say I'm heading to a meeting with another friend or something, I'll tell them in advance that I'll be late. So they won't wait. I mean, like, not they won't wait for me, just like they will know that I'm running late. So if anything, they can do their own stuff first before waiting for me. So I think time definitely is very important. It's good to be punctual, but when there's a situation you can't avoid being late or something, just have to be upfront and honest about what's going on. Like just tell your friends that you're running late, or there's a huge traffic jam somewhere that you can't make it in time. Okay. Then if the next time you're going to the same meeting or anything, just be you just wake up early or something, go out from your house early, just reach the place earlier by a bit, by 5 minutes also can. Since like if you're meeting some person, let's say you're in KL or something, you're meeting some person, definitely you go out earlier, you have to find parking, have to walk around just to reach a store. So definitely you have to be punctual. You have to be you have to put some efforts into being punctual, I guess. Yeah.
Aina, do you want to ask the next question?
Do you think the way you see time comes from your cultural background?
I think that the way I see time doesn't necessarily comes from my cultural background. Uh, so definitely just now I mentioned that the Chinese, they emphasize this time is gold saying. So but not all, I would say not all the Chinese that I know really emphasizes this saying. Usually the most of the businessmen, I would say the ones doing business in the Chinese community, they will emphasize this saying a lot. Since if you, let's say you're doing business, your stores opens up in 9 a.m. but you're late, definitely after, like, you miss out on the customers being there waiting for you to open up your business. You lose faith in, you lose the trust within your customers to, be punctual. So maybe it cost you more, in terms of like your revenue will go down or anything. So definitely businessmen, they'll be very punctual when it for doing their work. So let's say for the I would say for the youngsters nowadays, the Chinese kids lah, the younger children, like younger teenagers, I would say, being punctual is like their not their main priority. So there's a it's a bit I would say not so good. So because like being punctual is a very good trait that I tend to do. I like the people that I meet or the friends that I have to be punctual as well. But sometimes you can't avoid those, like being late, not on purpose, but due to other factors, you being late or anything, but you just be upfront and tell your friends that, okay lah, I'll be late or something. Don't say, yeah, because wait, I'm one corner away, very fast, very fast. Then 30 minutes afterwards only show up. Yeah, those kind of cases, I cannot like cannot tolerate these kind of cases. Yeah.
So, do your family and your close friends view time the same as you do?
I would say my friends, like my close friends, and I and my family usually would emphasize on being punctual a lot. I guess for me, my sense that my father, so he's a very punctual guy. He tends to be on time, sometimes even earlier. So let's say we have a family gathering at 10 a.m. in Jasin. So my father will say, okay, we'll go out in like 8 o'clock. So actually reaching Jasin is just 1 hour away. If you drive slowly, it's just 1 hour away. So we'll be there earlier by 1 hour. So I think so my father actually like taught me to be punctual. So I say definitely my family side is very punctual on time. But then just now I mentioned that the younger generation, they tend to be not so punctual, or for my side, like my sister and sometimes me also, we would not be as early like my father did. So sometimes, let's say I have a meeting at 10 a.m., usually I show up 9:55, maybe 10 on the spot. Yeah, so definitely there's a big difference. But then I think most of my friends are very punctual as well. So but there are outliers lah, I think. So some of my, like one or two friends, maybe they are very not so punctual, I would say. So sometimes like we meet up at 10 a.m. They would show up around 10:30. So I think most of my friends like majority of them are very punctual when it comes to like gatherings or events, or we're going on a trip or anything. They're quite punctual. Yeah.
Okay. That's I think also we Malay people also can relate can relate with that situation.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
I think it's because of the different upbringing, like the
Yeah.
way how their family shaped them, right? So we
Mm.
will moving on to the next question. Aina, would you like to ask?
So, working with people from different cultural backgrounds can be challenging because of different values, communication styles, and personal space. Have you ever noticed any cultural differences at your workplace?
Workplace.
Or let's
Let me think.
say during your
Study.
degree time, yeah, your study time.
Cultural difference during my study time. Let me think. Study time. Work time, I think there's okay, so during my sem breaks when I was in uni, so I will go and work at Genting. So
Uh,
I was working there as a croupier, which is part of the casino staff. So definitely in terms of cultural difference, there are, just now I said, there are people who only communicate in dialects. So Genting is the same concept, as in there are a lot of the older generations, like maybe they are 40 something, 50 something, they're still working. They only communicate in dialects, which is they communicate in Cantonese. So for someone who doesn't understand or know how to speak Cantonese, definitely it's harder for them to communicate with this uncles or this older generation. But usually because the older generation, they've been working there for a long time, so they have a higher seniority. They could be a manager or could be a VP, vice president or anything. So in terms of communicating like what to do during working hours, like sometimes they tell you to go grab something from some area for them, but they talk in Cantonese. Let's say if you don't understand Cantonese, you'll be like, huh, what are you talking about? So there are cases where there are my senior, which is maybe my manager, they talk to me in Cantonese. Then after they like talk, like they told me what they want, or like they tell me, okay, let's say they ask me to go grab this bundle of things from this area of the casino. So I had to go grab it for them. But since I can't understand Cantonese, I only understand a bit only. So I only made out like a fraction of the sentences. But then if I was someone who is like not so talkative, I don't approach people a lot. So I won't question them and just do what I understand. But since I'm someone that I like, because since I don't understand what you're talking about, definitely question you, what are you talking about in Mandarin? So I asked the manager, I just told him upfront that I can understand Cantonese. So I asked him if he could explain in Mandarin. Then he said, then for him, since I think his circle is definitely mostly made out of people who can speak Cantonese. So for him, I'm like, why can't you understand Cantonese one? Everyone must can understand Cantonese ma. Then I say, I say I'm not a Cantonese person. I just said maybe I said I'm a different dialect background. So I say I'm Hokkien people. I'm a Hokkien person. I don't understand Cantonese. Then he said, "Ayo, okay lah, understandable lah." Then he said, then he told me his instructions in Mandarin. But then he also mentioned that I should learn Cantonese since I want to work here, which is like, I mean, like, why leh? Usually people like, you just learn Mandarin is enough already. Why you need to learn another dialect just to work that area? He said it's easier for everyone to communicate. But for me, I think because since at the casino stuff, there are a lot of youngsters which understand all the language, including English, Malay, Mandarin. So everyone can just communicate in these three main languages. So no need to actually learn another dialect just to, work there. So so what he said, I actually don't agree with him. But then since he is my superior, so I just nodded my head and say, okay lah, I'll just do whatever you instructed me to do. Then okay, I'll be on my way. Just like that. Yeah. But let's say if you want cases from my study during my uni side, I would not say there's a lot of cultural difference between the Chinese community since most of the Chinese in University Malaysia Sabah, they come from Semenanjung side. So I think most of us, if like same age as me one, they definitely all understand Mandarin quite well. We usually don't talk in other dialects or anything, but definitely there are Chinese from like KL or like those city areas. They tend to speak a bit more of English compared to Chinese. So there are people which in the Chinese community we call bananas, which I'm not sure if you know this term, bananas, which is we call those Chinese that can't understand Mandarin. You're Chinese, but you can't understand Mandarin, so you only speak in English. So we call them bananas. But usually we just communicate with them in English as well, because like most of the uni students, they tend to know English, so we just communicate in English lah. It's easier. Yeah, I think that's it.
Good answer.
I think that is very interesting, and I think your answer already covered our follow-up questions, but it's fine. It's okay. But I think that term banana is very interesting. So
Yeah.
how did that term came out? Like,
Oh, so we call them bananas because like banana is outside yellow, but inside it's different color. So it's like you're Chinese, but you're not Chinese. You speak in English. Yeah. So that's where the terms come from. I'm not sure if like for Malays or Indians, they have their own term for like those Malays that don't speak English, that don't speak Malay, they speak only English. Do you have a term for that?
I'm not
It's
sure.
like it's like bagai kacang lupakan kulit, kan? It's not.
Yeah, we have idioms like that.
But you don't have a specific
Don't have
there's a
specific names.
specific
We don't
term
have specific.
for like
The Gen Z terms like that. I think we don't have it. But I think it's quite interesting when you say that your superior asked you to learn Cantonese. Okay,
Yeah.
Cantonese.
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 It's very interesting lah. Do you think if you let's say when you were younger, let's say if you were exposed to learn other dialects, it will be easier for you now, or you think it doesn't really matter?
I think if I was exposed to other dialects, like let's say there are people who speak in other dialects fluently or casually around me, like close to me, maybe my parents speak in dialect or anything, then maybe I could learn the language quite easily. But let's say, because it's like my family side, so my father doesn't know any dialects. Whereas my mother, she speaks a lot of dialect. She can understand, she can speak fluently a lot of dialects. Hokkien, Cantonese, Fujian. She all of those she can understand, but she never once like speak those dialects with us since my father doesn't understand those dialects and we can't understand also. So she only speaks those dialects if she's around those people who are speaking those dialects. So let's say she's with my so my mother's side, they can understand dialect quite well. They speaking Hokkien. So they can understand Hokkien quite well. So since every time we visit my grandmother from my mother's side, so she will converse with them in Hokkien, where the other like me, myself, my siblings, and my father, we can't understand them what they're talking about since we never learned the dialect. But during like my upbringings, since I'm currently like 26 years old, definitely I met a lot of people who speak a lot of dialects. I will pick up some bits and there, like I can understand a bit lah, small bit only. If you speak very long sentences, definitely I can understand. But if like a bit, let's say you can ask me if I makan I eaten already or not. Those that I can understand lah. If like other long sentences like, hey, can you help me take this on that, something like that, I can understand. So I just be upfront and say, can you speak in Mandarin? I can understand you.
I
Yeah.
see.
Mm.
That's very interesting.
Mm.
Mm, I see. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Do you think cultural differences can easily lead to conflicts or misunderstanding?
Yes, I think cultural difference definitely can lead to conflict and misunderstanding a lot of times. So cultural difference can lead to conflict, which is like for even like Chinese community, we have people who are, we call them like what is it called? What is that term? Let me think about it. Okay, so for Chinese community, we have people who are I'm not sure you know are atheists, so they don't have belief in God, in our own God. Let's say there are people like okay, so for Chinese community, there are people who are Buddhas, like we call them Buddhists. So there are people who they believe in Taoism. So there are people who are atheists also, which is they don't believe in God, and they are Christians. So they are all part of the Chinese community. But then we have different religions, different cultures, different traditions that we follow. So even though we all are Chinese people, but then we have different religion, different traditionals practices. So there are times that which like let's say I give one example is Chinese New Year's. So Chinese New Year's so let's say this year Chinese New Year there are cases where uh during Chinese New Year we like to play with firecrackers, fireworks. So it could be really loud during the night. So like let's say during midnight or during let's say about 1 a.m., 2 a.m., people are still playing fireworks. So it could disrupt other people's sleep, which is not very good lah. But then there are for let's say for us there are this dialect, which is I'm not sure it's Fujian or Hokkien, where they celebrate this we call it Bai Tian Gong. So this is a event where the Hokkien or Fujian, I am not sure which one, they have to do prayers during a specific time. So usually this time is like in the middle of the night. So we don't just put fireworks out. They don't just put fireworks out during the first day of the Chinese New Year. So it's like on the 7th or 14th or something. I can't remember which date of it is, but like there's suddenly on the 7th, I think, on the or the 14th, I'm not sure. So they'll do this prayer. Usually these prayers involve fireworks. So for other people who is not under this dialect, like for me, Hakka is different a bit. So we don't do these prayers. So for us, it could be like suddenly out of nowhere, there's a lot of fireworks that disrupt our sleep as well. So there's this case in Johor where there's a in this gated community, there's a lot of Fujian or Hokkien people who celebrate these prayers. So they put up fireworks during that time, and people call the police on them because they were disrupting their sleep. And these people who call are Chinese as well. So there was this case in Johor like this year lah. So where this Chinese auntie or something, she called the police on her neighbors because they were celebrating very loudly, very long also. They put the fireworks like for an hour plus. So it's non-stop 1 hour something. Yeah. So I definitely think there's a cultural difference that could lead to conflicts. I mean, like arguments also, I think will happen when you are just people will like so there are a few like minor dialects that's in the Chinese community, but I can't remember which one. So usually when you know a lot of people can understand you, you maybe like let's say you scold them in your own dialect, they can't understand you ma. So yeah, but let's say if you scold someone in their dialect that they know of, then definitely it will lead to conflict. Let's say like sometimes it's like a cultural thing, I guess. Could be like maybe for us Chinese, we understand English, Malay, Mandarin. So like sometimes when we talk to other people of other races, maybe when there are people who like when they like to talk people behind their backs. So I seen cases where they speak maybe about their Malay friends about what they are doing is bad or something. They'll converse in other languages, which is I think is very rude. Uh Sometimes let's say when we're talking, just the three of us are talking, suddenly another Chinese friend join us. So I just speak in Mandarin to him, and both of you can understand. Whereas when you guys talk in Malay, we can understand like everything what you're talking about. So sometimes Chinese people, they will take this advantage of you not knowing Mandarin just to talk behind your back. Something like cases of this happen lah. So usually like for my case, usually I'm around like Malay people or Indian people. Usually just converse in a universal language like English or Malay. Easier for everyone to understand. I won't converse in Mandarin unless like I can explain what I'm trying to converse. Then I just ask my Chinese friend, hey, can you help me translate this? Yeah.
I think that's very interesting story. The example that you give pun, the
Already
example that
answered the question.
yes. So let's say if that situation happened to you, like the case in Johor, right? It happened to you. How will you handle the situation?
I think for my own viewing, definitely I will not like for me I won't call the police on them lah. Definitely. But let's say if I had to do anything about it, maybe I will just since my neighbors, right? So definitely I just ask them politely if they can, uh not do so long like for the fireworks, maybe it's like 1 hour. They're planning to do for 1 hour. Maybe I just ask them politely if they can decrease that time, because maybe the next day I need to work or something.
Yes.
I just ask politely, but usually if when a lot of these people, when they want to do these prayers or anything, they know they will disrupt people. They usually will ask the neighbors up front. They say, okay, tonight I'll be doing fireworks. So they will give some, maybe they'll give some mandarins, like those oranges. They give to you first, tell you upfront they'll be celebrating this. Hope you can, uh, understand that this is a part of their tradition, anything. So I think that's a way, it's good lah. It's something like, you're not just doing your own stuff and don't mind other people. You talk about this to your neighbors, tell them, oh, okay, I'm celebrating tonight. Like, let's say I can give a example, like my neighbors. So both of my neighbors, like beside my house, are Malays. So for Hari Raya, definitely they will put fireworks. So usually they will come to my house and give me, their foods and everything, then tell my family upfront that, oh, tonight they'll be putting out fireworks or anything. So hope we can, be, what is it called? Be okay with them doing this. Then we said, okay lah. For Chinese New Year also, we will give them like mandarins, give them packet drinks, and tell them, oh, tonight we'll be lighting up fireworks. Hope you don't be angry or anything. Just tell you upfront, something like that. So I think if like this, it's better lah, better than you just spamming the fireworks for 1 hour straight non-stop, then disturbing everyone in the middle of the night.
Compensating by
Yeah.
giving food lah, right?
I mean, it's like a act of letting other people know, and then giving them,
Head
like
out.
bringing them to celebrate with you the festival lah.
Mm.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I think a lot of people enjoy fireworks as well. So I think during Hari Raya or Chinese New Year's, also when we put up fireworks, other cultures, other races, they also enjoy the fireworks. Like, I think everyone enjoys firework quite well. So I think it's not a big problem unless you spam it like for a few hours in the middle of the night. Yeah. So like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm sure it's not a big deal for everyone.
I see. This will be our last question for you. Do you think your upbringing influences the way you communicate and your expectations towards others?
Yes, I think upbringing is like a major factor when it comes to like when you communicate with others. Definitely, I think if my upbringing was different, I'll be a different person today. So I think my parents did a good job of bringing me up. I would say. Uh, there are cases of people who have problematic upbringings, like maybe they have a single parent or they have difficult growing up. Like, let's say they are always in short of money. They have maybe they have disabilities or anything, or definitely a difficult upbringing could lead to current issues with communicating with others. So there will be a different perspective to life. Definitely, if you have a difficult upbringing, so people who have, they struggle with money during their upbringing, we usually can see them being a bit we can see them being stingy or kedekut sometimes if they have struggles with money during their upbringing. So so I think sorry. so so definitely I think difficult upbringings can cause them to have different mindset, different perspective that could later in life help not help cause issues with others. So I definitely have friends who struggle with money during their teenage times. So when they start working or anything, like when they go out, start working they start their adult life, I would say, they will be a bit more stingy, a bit more calculative in terms of money. But I won't blame them for that, because you struggle with money most of your life already. So you're being too stingy or anything is understandable. But usually I would ask them, since they are in a good condition already, they don't struggle with money anymore. I usually ask, like, give them a bit of advice to be not so calculative for a lot of stuff. I mean, you can for some, but like let's say for your rental or anything, you can be calculative towards the owner or anything. Okay, that's not a big issue for me. Like sometimes I met like classmates of mine that are too calculative, like to the point where we were having dinner. We order a bowl of soup. So inside the soup got like fish balls, right? So she will count each fish ball who eats and divides who eats the fish ball. So I think that's a bit too calculative from my end, which is like we have dinner together. So usually we just split the bill, like let's say got 5 people eating, we just split the bill by 5. Because since we are having the same thing, unless we're ordering those like a la carte meals, a la carte sets. So then you divide by what you eat lah. Let's say you eat a spaghetti, then you divide the spaghetti out just for your end lah. But since we're ordering some dishes, like we order sayur, vegetable, we order some chicken, order some soup, then just divide everything together. But people with difficult upbringings, they be too calculative sometimes, then they account everything. So I think last year, no, 2 years ago during my uni times, I went out with my classmates. So this girl from Sabah, I think. So when we finish our meals, she said she will calculate the billings for everyone, the spending for everyone. So we give her the receipts. Then she'll calculate for us. I thought she would just, split everything and divide around us, then give us the bill or anything, just tell us how much we owe her. Manatao, like she divide everything to who ate what, who didn't eat what. So it's very detailed. She even made an Excel sheet just to list out who eat what, like fishball divide by 4 and who eat that fishball or something, which I think is a bit overboard. So later on, I did tell her, I did tell her that, but then she kind of like shrug it off, like doesn't really mind what I told her. Then she said, like, this is correct ma. For her perspective, it's correct. There's nothing wrong with this. But for us, I don't think it's wrong also, since you eat what you eat. But then I think you can be a bit more, not so
Considerate.
yeah. So I think that's definitely lead to some conflicts. I think if like next time maybe she meet people other, like with not so patient or not so, with different perspectives to life, definitely she'll have, maybe she'll encounter some,
Problem.
conflicts with them. Yeah. So people they can be very angry, like, hey, why you do like this, or why not just split? Then there could be, it could lead to an argument or could lead to a fight or something. I'm not sure. But I think it's sometimes you just have to be, you know, be more generous, not generous lah, just how to say that? I'm not sure the term is just like not so good lah, I think. Not so stingy.
Considerate.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah, I think that
in Malay culture we call it halal zera, halal zera. Macam
Halal
we don't
je.
we don't take it too seriously because but let's say if I eat more than her, if we going out together and I eat more than her, she will halal je macam we give people food like macam food. So food is a blessing. So in Malay culture, it will benefit her back because she gave me more food. Right, so I will pray for her, something like that. But I think that's interesting.
So for like Malay culture, so you guys do AA a lot. We call it AA, which is like split even.
Yeah.
Usually you just split even. You won't be so like whoever eat what, we'll just divide it out. Okay.
Yes. If I were friends with your friend, I think it will cost me a fortune.
Yes.
It will cost me everything.
So, I think it's the same as me, because like I eat a lot also, even though I don't look like it, but I eat a lot. So my friend, she eats a bit only. So when we order a lot of food, definitely she pays a bit, whereas me and another guy friend of me, we eat a lot. So we usually for like let's say we go to eat hot pot, then the bill is like maybe like 400 something. So maybe 300 something lah. Then me and this other guy will definitely pay like 60 to 70 ringgit, where the people who eat lesser like 30 ringgit for 20 ringgit. So it's like not evenly matched. We just like, okay lah, you calculate lah, we just pay only lah. just not to have those kind of conflicts where everyone eat together might just split just okay lah, as long as I'm not in need of the money or I don't struggle a lot, then I'll just pay off lah. It's like sometimes it'll be like, if money can solve the problem, it's not a problem.
That's an interesting story. Before we end the session, do you have anything else to say to us? Maybe.
Definitely, I think it's a fun conversation we had. It's like I just woke up not too long ago, then suddenly I'm having this conversation. Definitely, okay lah. It's quite interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I find it interesting too. It has been so long since we met and have a conversation.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's all. Should we wrap the interview?
Yes, we should wrap it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kelvin, for spending your time with us. I think both of us learned a lot from your sharing. We know more now. We know better, and we good luck for your job next month, for your new experience. You unlock your new phase.
Yes. Working adult life. I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh my god. I hope it will be a fun journey for you. I think that's all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Sure.
you.
You're welcome.